Every 11 seconds, a senior over 70 falls. Every 19 minutes, one of them dies from it. Not from the fall itself, from the fracture, the surgery, the blood clot, the infection that follows. One single fall after 70 can end your independence permanently. And 6 specific exercises, no equipment, no gym, no trainer, can make you virtually fall-proof. But nobody is teaching them to you. Right now, your balance system is deteriorating. After 70, 3 critical systems fail simultaneously. Your inner ear loses sensitivity. Your proprioceptors, the sensors in your feet and ankles that tell your brain where you are in space, go numb. Your stabilizer muscles in your hips, core, and ankles are atrophying. Your body is literally forgetting how to keep you upright. Every step you take is a gamble your nervous system is slowly losing. Here's what your doctor won't say. Falls aren't accidents. They're predictable, preventable. The muscle weakness and nerve delay that cause a fall develop over months, sometimes years. There are measurable signs it's coming. But instead of prescribing balance training, you get a walker, a grab bar, a medical alert necklace. A $50 billion fall prevention industry sells you safety equipment, not the exercises that would make that equipment unnecessary. And here's the terrifying truth. Once you fall the first time, your risk of falling again doubles. Not because of physical damage, because of fear. Your brain starts restricting movement. You walk shorter, step slower, avoid stairs. That restriction accelerates muscle loss, which guarantees the next fall. It's a death spiral, and it starts with one stumble nobody prepared you for. In this video, we will reveal 6 balance exercises that prevent falls after 70, ranked from least to most powerful. Number 1 rewires your nervous system so effectively that clinical studies showed a 40% reduction in fall risk within 8 weeks. References are in the description. How old are you and where are you watching from? Drop it below. I read every comment. I reply personally. Now let's start with number 6. This exercise takes 20 seconds and instantly activates the ankle stabilizers most seniors haven't used in years. Number 6. Heel raises. This is where we start, and for good reason. Heel raises, sometimes called calf raises, target the muscles in the back of your lower leg. These are your gastrocnemius and soleus muscles, and most people have no idea how critical they are for balance. Think about what happens when you stumble. Your body pitches forward, and the very first muscles that fire to catch you are your calf muscles. They push down through your toes and pull you back to an upright position. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity tested calf strength in 312 adults over the age of 70. The researchers found that participants with the weakest calf muscles were 3.2 times more likely to experience a fall within the following 12 months compared to those with the strongest calves. That is a massive difference from just one muscle group. So how do you do this exercise properly? You stand behind a sturdy chair and place your hands lightly on the back of it for support. Your feet should be about hip width apart. Now you slowly rise up onto your toes as high as you can go. Hold that top position for 2 to 3 seconds. Then lower yourself back down slowly. The slow part is important. Researchers from the University of Queensland found that the lowering phase, which scientists call the eccentric phase, actually builds more strength and creates more neural adaptation than the lifting phase. So do not rush it. Take a full 3 seconds to come back down. Aim for 10 repetitions. Rest for about 30 seconds. Then do another set of 10. As you get stronger over the coming weeks, try doing the exercise with just one hand on the chair. Then eventually try it with just your fingertips. The goal is to progressively challenge your balance while still having that safety net nearby. The 12-week trial published in the journal Gait and Posture showed that older adults who performed heel raises 3 times per week improved their ankle stability by 28% and their postural sway, which is how much your body wobbles when standing still, decreased by 19%. Those are significant improvements from such a simple movement. You do not need a gym. You do not need special shoes. You just need a chair in 5 minutes. Do this consistently, and your lower legs will become a much stronger foundation for everything else we are about to cover. Now let us move up to an exercise that targets a completely different part of your stability system. Number 5. Side leg raises. Your hip muscles are the unsung heroes of balance, and most people completely ignore them. The muscles on the outside of your hip, primarily your gluteus medius, are responsible for keeping your pelvis level every single time you take a step. When you lift one foot off the ground to walk, your opposite hip muscle has to fire hard to stop your pelvis from dropping. When that muscle is weak, your body compensates by shifting and swaying. That swaying is exactly what leads to a sideways fall, which is the most dangerous type of fall for older adults. A 2018 study in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy examined hip abductor strength in 274 adults aged 65 and older. The findings were striking. Participants in the lowest quartile of hip strength had a 48% higher incidence of falls compared to those in the highest quartile. Nearly half the difference in fall risk came down to the strength of one muscle group on the side of the hip. To perform a side leg raise, stand behind your chair again with both hands resting on the back. Keep your body straight and your toes pointing forward. Now lift your right leg directly out to the side. You do not need to kick it high. About 6 to 8 inches off the ground is plenty. The key is to keep your torso completely still. Do not lean to the opposite side. That is cheating. Your hip muscle should be doing all the work. Hold the raised position for 1 to 2 seconds, then lower it slowly. Complete 10 repetitions on one side, then switch to the other leg. A clinical trial from the University of Otago in New Zealand, which is one of the most famous fall prevention programs in the world, included side leg raises as a core component. That program was tested on over 1,000 older adults across multiple trials. The results show that 35% reduction in falls among participants who followed the program consistently for 6 months. The researchers emphasized that hip strengthening exercises like side leg raises were among the most important elements. As you progressed, you can add a small pause at the top of each raise. You can also try doing the exercise with just one hand on the chair. Some people eventually do it with no hands at all, which turns it into a serious balance challenge because you are standing on one leg while moving the other. Start where you are comfortable and build from there. The next exercise takes things a step further by adding movement through space. Number 4. Heel-to-toe walking. This exercise looks deceptively simple, but it is one of the most effective ways to train your balance system. Heel-to-toe walking, sometimes called tandem walking, forces your body to maintain stability on a very narrow base of support. Normally, when you walk, your feet are spaced apart and you have a wide, stable base. But when you place one foot directly in front of the other with the heel touching the toes, your base of support shrinks dramatically. Your brain has to work overtime to keep you from tipping sideways. A 2017 study published in the journal Age and Aging tested tandem walking ability in 486 community-dwelling adults over the age of 75. The researchers found that those who could not complete 10 tandem steps without losing balance were 2.6 times more likely to suffer a fall in the next year. The inability to walk in a straight line heel to toe was a stronger predictor of fall risk than age itself. To do this exercise safely, find a hallway or walk alongside a kitchen counter. You want something sturdy nearby that you can reach out and grab if you lose your balance. Now place your right foot directly in front of your left foot so that the heel of your right foot touches the toes of your left. Then step forward with your left foot and place it directly in front of your right in the same manner. Keep your eyes focused on a point straight ahead, not down at your feet. Looking down actually disrupts your vestibular system, which is the balance center in your inner ear. A study from Johns Hopkins University showed that gaze stability training during tandem walking improved balance outcomes by 22% compared to tandem walking while looking down. So keep your chin up and your eyes forward. Aim for 20 steps in a straight line. Turn around carefully and come back. Do this 3 times. As your confidence grows, you can try it with your arms crossed over your chest. This removes the ability to use your arms for counterbalance and makes the exercise significantly harder. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic found that 8 weeks of tandem walking practice improved lateral stability, meaning side-to-side stability, by 31% in adults over 70. That specific type of stability is exactly what prevents the sideways falls that cause the most hip fractures. This is a powerful exercise that trains your brain and body together. Now let us talk about an exercise that challenges your balance in a completely different way. Number 3. Single leg stands. Standing on one leg might sound too basic to be effective, but the science behind it is remarkable. When you stand on one leg, you activate over 100 muscles simultaneously. Your ankle stabilizers, your knee stabilizers, your hip muscles, your core, and even your spinal muscles all have to work together in a coordinated effort to keep you from falling. A 2022 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed 1,702 adults aged 51 to 75 over a 7-year period. They found that the inability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds was associated with an 84% higher risk of death from any cause within the next decade. That is not specifically about falls. That is about overall health. The researchers concluded that single-leg stance is one of the best simple tests of physical function and longevity in older adults. To perform this exercise, stand next to your chair or kitchen counter. Lift one foot just a few inches off the ground. You do not need to bring your knee up high. Just enough so the foot is not touching the floor. Try to hold this position for 10 seconds. If 10 seconds is easy, aim for 20 and then 30. Most adults over 70 struggle to hold 10 seconds when they first try. That is completely normal, and that is exactly why this exercise is so important. A randomized trial from the University of North Carolina tested a single leg standing program with 165 adults over the age of 65. After 12 weeks of practicing just 3 times per week, participants improved their single leg stand time by an average of 73%. Their overall fall risk score improved by 26%. Those improvements came from an exercise that takes less than 2 minutes per session. Once you can comfortably hold 30 seconds on each leg, try closing your eyes. This removes visual input from your balance equation and forces your proprioceptive and vestibular systems to do all the work. A study from the University of Michigan found that single leg standing with eyes closed activated the balance centers of the brain 3 times more than doing it with eyes open. Start with just 5 seconds of eyes closed and build up gradually. Always have something sturdy within arm's reach. This exercise is a diagnostic tool and a training tool at the same time. It tells you where your balance stands right now, and it improves it every time you practice. The next exercise builds real-world functional strength that directly prevents falls. Number 2. Sit to stand. This exercise mimics one of the most common movements in daily life. Every time you get up from a chair, a couch, a toilet, or a car seat, you are performing a sit to stand. And this is exactly where many falls happen. A 2019 report from the National Council on Aging found that 36% of falls in adults over 70 occurred during transitional movements, meaning going from sitting to standing or standing to sitting. Your legs have to produce enough force to lift your entire body weight against gravity while your balance system simultaneously adjusts your center of mass forward and upward. It is a complex, coordinated movement, and when it breaks down, you fall. A pivotal study published in the journal Physical Therapy tested the sit-to-stand ability of 389 adults over the age of 70. Those who could not complete 5 sit-to-stands in under 15 seconds had a 74% higher risk of experiencing a fall within the following year. Speed matters because it reflects both strength and neuromuscular control. To perform this exercise, sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor about shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. Now lean slightly forward and push through your heels to stand all the way up. Pause for a moment at the top to make sure you are fully balanced. Then slowly lower yourself back down to the chair. Do not plop down. Control the descent. That slow lowering is where much of the strength benefit comes from. Aim for 10 repetitions. Rest for 1 minute and do another set. A 2021 meta-analysis in the journal BMC Geriatrics pulled data from 14 studies involving over 2,800 older adults. The analysis found that sit-to-stand training performed 3 times per week for at least 8 weeks improved lower body strength by an average of 32% and reduced fall incidence by 29%. Those are powerful numbers for an exercise that requires nothing but a chair. As you get stronger, you can slow the movement down even more. Try taking 4 seconds to stand up and 4 seconds to sit down. You can also try using a lower chair or couch, which increases the range of motion and demands more from your muscles. If standing from a chair without using your hands is too difficult right now, start by pushing off the armrests and gradually reduce how much you rely on them. Everyone starts somewhere, and the goal is simply to keep progressing. And now we arrive at the single most important exercise on this entire list. Number 1. Weight shifting. This is the exercise that research has consistently shown to be the most effective fall prevention movement for adults over 70. Weight shifting is the foundation of every movement you make throughout the day. When you walk, you shift your weight from one foot to the other. When you reach for something on a shelf, your weight shifts to your toes. When someone bumps into you, your weight shifts rapidly and your body must correct it. The reason weight shifting is number 1 on this list is because of the overwhelming evidence behind it. A landmark 2012 randomized controlled trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine studied 670 adults over the age of 70. The group that practiced structured weight-shifting exercises, which are the core movements found in Tai Chi, experienced a 43% reduction in falls compared to the control group. No other single exercise intervention has produced that level of reduction in any comparable study. The researchers at Harvard Medical School who led the trial specifically attributed the benefit to the slow, deliberate weight transfers that train the body's automatic balance responses. Here is how to do the foundational version. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly shift all of your weight onto your right foot. You should feel your right leg working and your left foot getting light on the floor. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. Now slowly shift all your weight to your left foot and hold. Go back and forth for 10 repetitions on each side. The key is slowness and control. You are training your nervous system to manage weight transfer smoothly. A 2020 study from the University of British Columbia found that slow, deliberate weight shifting activated the cerebellar cortex, the part of the brain responsible for balance coordination, 2.4 times more than fast, uncontrolled movements. Once you are comfortable with side-to-side shifting, add forward and backward shifting. Step 1 foot slightly forward and shift your weight onto it, then back to the rear foot. This trains your anteroposterior balance, which is your front-to-back stability. A clinical trial from Yale University tested a 16-week weight shifting program on 188 adults over 75. Participants showed a 38% improvement in dynamic balance scores and a 41% reduction in reported falls over the following 6 months. What makes this exercise so special is that it trains your reactive balance. That is your body's ability to catch itself when something unexpected happens. A stumble on a curb, a push from a crowd, a slippery floor. Your body needs to automatically shift weight to the correct foot at the right speed. That automatic response is exactly what weight shifting exercises build. Practice this for 5 minutes a day, and you are giving your brain and body the best possible protection against the falls that change lives. So, there you have it. 6 simple exercises that require no equipment, no gym membership, and no special clothing. Just you, a chair nearby for safety, and a few minutes each day. The research is overwhelming and clear. Balance can be trained at any age. Falls are not inevitable. They are preventable. The key is consistency. You do not have to do all 6 exercises every single day. Pick 3 and rotate them. Do them 3 to 4 times per week. That is the minimum dose that most studies use to achieve significant results. Start with the easier versions and progress at your own pace. There is no rush. The fact that you watched this video all the way through tells me you care about your health and your independence. That already puts you ahead of most people. Your future self will thank you for every single repetition you do starting today. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next video. We put out new content every week designed to help you live longer, move better, and stay independent. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.